Hello guys, it's Katie and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be organizing my crochet hooks and knitting needles. So I have quite a lot of crochet hooks, and as I'm sure you know, I'm primarily a crocheter, so that's why I have a lot of these. So this is most of them, besides a few that are in a little zipper container. And I still have a couple that are also attached to different projects that I didn't want to take out of those projects because otherwise I would probably forget what projects they go with. So that is it as far as crochet hooks. And for knitting needles, I have this bag that I got from Amazon with quite a lot of knitting needles. And a lot of these still haven't been opened. So my first step is going to be to open all of these because they came individually wrapped. So I'm going to be undoing all of these. But before I do that, I did want to show you some of the stuff I'm going to be using to organize. So I grabbed this pencil and brush organizer from Dollar Tree a while back, and I decided to use it for crochet hooks and or knitting needles. So it's just a little container. You can probably tell from here. Sorry, there's a glare from my light. But you can basically tell that it's just a little stand-up thing that you put your craft stuff in. They specifically have paintbrushes and like colored pencils and stuff, but I'm going to be using it for my hooks. I thought it would be a good way to have them all standing up to where I can sort of see what I have. So that's what I'm going to be using for some of them, but obviously some of them are too big, so I will have something else for that, which I will show you guys later on. Right now I'm going to be opening all of these. Okay, so I finally got all of these open. So here's almost all of my knitting needles and crochet hooks. So I'm now going to be putting this organizer together, which should be pretty self-explanatory, I believe. Yes, so there's 3 of these little plastic pieces that go into this bottom, and there's slits for them. Okay, great. So it looks like this. And then the top just goes on top. Pretty cool if you ask me. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Pretty simple to put together, and it's not super sturdy, but you could probably put some glue in here if you wanted it to be a little more sturdy. But for my purposes, it doesn't really matter. So obviously I can't put the ones that are like, you know, thicker in here, but I can do all the way up to like 5.5 millimeter, I think will fit in here for my crochet hooks. And for my knitting needles, actually all of them will fit in here because this is the widest one. So my plan is going to be to put the sizes that I will use most in this organizer. So that's going to be like my 3 millimeter to my 5 millimeter ish for crochet hooks, and for knitting needles it'll be probably about the same, and just kind of dedicate 1/2 of it to knitting needles and 1/2 of it to crochet hooks. So we're gonna move over to where I am putting this and start organizing it because I don't want to organize it here and then have to move it. So let's do that. So we're in this little corner, and if you guys watched my yarn organization video, you guys saw me organize these drawers, and I'm going to be using the top of these drawers as a little shelf and putting crochet hooks and knitting needles right here. So I'm gonna just get to organizing now. Okay, so it's organized, so let me show you guys a little bit closer up. Okay, so here's our close-up, which these are the ones that I couldn't fit in here for the crochet hooks. So my 6.5mm and above with the grips I couldn't fit in here. And then, of course, this 30mm is not going to fit in most places. As well as this 17.75mm is a little bit too big for all of these little spots. But all of the knitting needles did fit. The very last ones, the 10mm, I actually had to use 2 slots right next to each other for each of them. But other than that, all of them are in pairs in one slot. And then all the crochet hooks have their own slot. So they are just ordered by the size. So for the crochet hooks, we have starting out 2.25, going all the way up to 8mm, which this is an 8mm without a grip, so it fit in here, as well as this 11.5mm without a grip fit in here. But the only ones that fit in here with the grips were the smaller ones. So it just has the smaller ones, the like medium ones, and then the little bit larger ones back here. And turning it around for the knitting needles, we have all of the sizes from 2mm on this front row here, all of the smaller sizes going all the way up to 6.5mm. And then the row behind that has 7mm all the way up to 10mm in all of my wood ones. And then the plastic ones, the only set of them that I currently have here is this one, so it's just separate, but the other ones will be here once I'm not using them. But yeah, I also did leave one space right here because my 5mm is currently in my bedroom, so that's where the 5mm will go whenever it is not in use. But other than that, that is everything for this little organizer. So there's just a little overview for you guys of what this looks like. Super cute. And I really like the way it turned out, especially with the white organizer on top of my white drawers here. I think it looks really nice. Okay, guys, so as far as the crochet hooks that will not fit over there in the little organizer, I am just going to put in a little mason jar that is going to sit on my desk here. So there's not very many of them, so they fit in here pretty well. And that's basically it for those. And as far as the circular needles, the best way I have found online, which I've been doing some research because I wanted to be able to store these without them getting tangled to each other, because they already are tangled to each other just from the way they came from Amazon and everything. So the best way I found is just by hanging them. So I was going to use like a command hook or something, but we didn't have one actually. And we did actually have this little cute hanger thing that has turtles on it. So I'm going to put this on the wall right behind our organizer that has all of the needles and hooks, and then we're going to hang the circular needles off of this. But before that, I'm going to untangle all of these. So we're going to go hang this on the wall, and then we are going to hang up the hooks. So before we hang this on the wall, I'm actually going to move this over to a different area just so I don't knock it all over while I am putting this on the wall, because after all that organizing, I'd be very mad if I tipped this over. It's on the wall, and I realized the camera was pointing way too far down. But anyway, we're now going to organize the hooks on here. Okay guys, so it is all complete. So I basically have like 3mm and below on here, like 4 to 6 on here and like 6.5 to 10 on here. So we have it separated a little bit. And then I already showed you guys the organization of this. So let me give you guys a little bit of a close-up. So we have the cute little turtle hanger there, and then we have the organizer right here. If you wanted to, we can even include this here with some of my bigger hooks. Maybe put this in the back. And just like that. I think that looks pretty great like that. So, like I said, the circular needles are hung up in the back, and all the others are up front there, either in the organizer or just in that little jar because they didn't fit. But super cute, and I really love the way this turned out. Okay guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of my new organization system for my crochet hooks and knitting needles. I would love to know what you guys thought of it, as well as let me know some other ideas that you guys use to store your knitting needles or crochet hooks, because that may also be something cool that I may want to use in the future as well. If you guys do want to see more from me, you can check out more videos of mine, my blog, my Etsy shop, my podcast, all of my social medias, and my vlog channel. All of that is always included in the description box down below for you guys. As well as I will be doing my best to find all of these things or similar things that I used for my organization and link them in the description box below for you guys. And with all of that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!